Hi, it's Angel Shaver, Stampin' Up independent demonstrator from Kansas, and today is the first Thursday in April, which makes it the very first day with our featured stamp set for April. And this month we are featuring Trusty Tools. Now, you may be wondering, why are we doing something with Father's Day before we ever even do Mother's Day? Well, the way things worked with the catalog, I'm waiting for something out of the brand new annual catalog to make for Mother's Day. And that won't be available until next month. So we're going to go ahead and get started on Father's Day cards. And I'm going to put you down and we are going to get started creating. Okay. I am trying to see what you can see. Okay. I know that you can see these stamp pads, so we're just going to use those. We are using the Trusty Tools stamp set, and we are using, if you've been watching me for a while, you will know that we are using a Celebration Designer Series paper set a lot this month, which is not currently available. But if you got it during Celebration, then you have it. And we are making our card out of Poppy Parade. That's our card base, with basic white for the inside and a strip of the Designer Series paper to go on it. And then we have basic black and some more of the Designer Series paper to go on the outside. And then I have a scrap of white that we're going to do some stamping on and use our cut and emboss. So I'm going to go ahead and get started just gluing some of these pieces together. That's why I like to use liquid glue, because it gives me just a minute to slide it around and get it exactly where I would like it. So we have the different nuts and bolts and screws. We have strip of the Designer Series paper with the screwdrivers and a strip with hammers and nails. just going to go ahead and stick that right in the center of the screwdrivers. And then we have a circular saw that I fussy cut out of the Designer Series paper. And I'm going to wait to attach that because we're going to make some fun little stamps and attach those. Okay, and this is a photopolymer stamp set, and so we will be using it, doing some of the two-step stamping, and we're using the hammer and I think, not sure what this is called. It's kind of a wrench, maybe. And then I'm looking to see what other pieces we need. For the handles. So that goes to the hammer handle. And this goes with the wrench handle. Okay. And then we are using this sentiment that says, "You're the most awesome." And I'm going to grab my stamp block and my stamps. And we're going to get started stamping. Move this out of the way. We're stamping the outlines in gray granite. And then I'm going to grab my blender pen that I got out. And I'm going to try to grab some of this ink while it's still wet and pull it into the head of the hammer. It's not coloring it very dark, but there is some going on. I could always add more if I want more later. But I think I just like this very subtle gray. You could also, there is a die cut in the die section of the hammerhead that you could cut out of silver foil. Really any color you would like your hammerhead to be. Okay, so there's that. And while we are stamping with the gray granite, I'm going to go ahead and grab the wrench. I believe that's what this is called. And I'm going to do the same thing with the top part as well. Just pull some of that gray ink into the center part of the head. So it gives it a very subtle metallic look. All right. Now, I'll be doing the two-step stamping. And we'll be giving the hammer a yellow or crushed curry handle. That's the great thing about photopolymer is you can see through them. And so you kind of see where to lay it. If you have a stamping tool, this is a great place to use that. And for the wrench, we're going to do it in Poppy Parade. Then I also will be stamping the sentiment in Poppy Parade as well. Again, line it up. I almost got that one. Missed a little bit up here. And still missed a little bit at the edge, but I'm just going to leave it. And then we're going to use the Poppy Parade for the sentiment. You're the most awesome. All right. Now, I'm going to grab my dies and my washi tape, which I'm having a moment that I can't find it because I knocked it on the ground. And we're going to attach these frames. Now, if you don't have dies, or a die cutting machine, these are the frames. You can fussy cut these images out. But I have die cutter on purpose, so I don't have to fussy cut everything out. I'm not really very good at that. In fact, when I was looking earlier, I had a poll on the Angel Stamps VIP group asking if you could only pick one Stampin' Up tool, what would you pick? What would you choose? And it was split 50-50 at the time when I looked between the paper trimmer, which I really agree with. It'd be hard to cut straight lines without it. And the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. which, although it's hard to cut in straight lines without a paper trimmer, it is not impossible. In my life, it is impossible to cut a circle without the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So that is why that's the one I chose as the, if I could only have one. But the good news is I don't have to only have one. So I have a bunch of tools, and I'm very, very thankful. Okay, I'm lining up my perfect postage die. And then we're going to pull my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over here. And we're going to run these through. Oops, my hammer already moved. That's not good news. So I'm going to line it back up and try to get the washi tape stuck really good to the non-die part, the non-stamped part of my image. And put the other plate on there, and then hopefully we're going to cut all three of these at once. Very slowly remove these at a diagonal. And there's my sentiment. And then we have my hammer. And my wrench. Alright. And now we're going to put the whole card together. Okay. There it is. I'm going to take the hammer and the wrench, and we're going to glue down the tools onto the circular saw blade. And then we're going to use dimensionals to pop up our saw blade. I use every single little piece of the dimensionals, not just the ones in the center, but also all of the remnants around the edges. I'm going to lay our circular saw like that, and then I'm adding dimensionals to the back of our sentiment label as well. And popping it up right here. You're the most awesome. Then I'm going to add glue to the back and put this on the front of the card. And finally, I'm going to add the designer series paper strip to the white piece that we're going to put on the inside of the card. And there we have our finished first card using the Trusty Tools stamp set and dies. All right, and next Thursday at 2 o'clock, we will be creating another card using the Trusty Tools stamp set. And if you're part of my VIP group, and if you're not,